Hey there again, fellow modelers. I'm here back with you with Fine Mold's brand new 48 scale TIE Fighter kit. This is the third in their series of 48 scale Star Wars kits after the X-Wing and their Snowspeeder, both of which were absolutely outstanding models. And I'm probably going to do another X-Wing soon because I have kind of a master plan in mind with what I'm going to do with this thing as well. But I'll let you all in on that in a little bit. The box art, it's a nice photo of the completed model, three versions of it with a photoshopped in Star Destroyer in the background. I'm a little bit disappointed in the Clone Wars branding. I'm not a fan of the prequels, and I am definitely not a fan of the Clone Wars everything. It just bothers me, but, you know, whatever. It's pretty much the way Star Wars is going right now, so I'm just happy to have even gotten the chance to get a large-scale TIE Fighter. Bottom, or side of the box, has another photo with some bio info, naturally all printed in Japanese. Other sides, basically the same thing, except this side has some info in English. Contains 43 parts and one decal sheet. For one TIE Fighter, easy to scale, blah 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 blah. Bursting from the Imperial hangar bays in gnat-like clouds are the standard starfighters of the Imperial arsenal, blah 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 blah. Supplemented with more advanced and specialized craft, such as the TIE Interceptor. Caution, this is not a toy. That's a nice touch. So yeah, let's take a look inside. Really, really nice box art. I mean, if you can ignore the Clone Trooper, which I'm sure I can manage, it's very, very nice box art. Not a lot of parts, but looks very, very nice. First up, you can see here's the front half of the cockpit. With the front panel here is molded in place, very nicely detailed. Finely engraved panel lines. I don't see any flash anywhere, which is fairly standard of Fine Mold's toolings. They're absolutely outstanding in that regard. Inside cockpit parts, there's the cockpit floor, seat, control yoke, back wall, side walls, a few other odds and ends. Or is this the control yoke? I can't tell. I'll have to take a closer look at the instructions, but there's the control pedestal. Some add-on parts for the outside. These look like the main cannons. Framing for the cockpit glass and the canopy, which have separate clear parts, I believe. So you can leave them glass in or glass out. These are the rear engine parts and matching parts on the front, which I guess are probably attitude control thrusters. There's the bottom plate and the rear plate. These are parts that attach to the wings. And here's the back side of the main cockpit. Likewise, with the front, has some really nice detailing molded into it. Very nicely cast panel lines. Next up, we're getting pretty much to the end of it. There's not a lot of parts to this thing. The solar panel arrays, molded in black. That caught me by surprise. According to some sources, the detailing on the solar panels isn't quite accurate, but I don't really care. They look cool enough as it is. Apparently, there's like some people out there that are manufacturing aftermarket photo etch replacement sets, but these look close enough. You know, I've never been that picky about that kind of accuracy. Next up, looking on the other side, we get the hub detail on the solar panel wings is just outstanding. I mean, just take a look at that molded detail. I mean, a simple wash and some dry brushing would just make that look outstanding. I mean, hell, you could just straight build this thing, and it would look pretty good. Finally, we have the stand and figures. The stand is kind of interesting. I can't really tell how all these different parts go together, but we'll have to wait and see once I actually get it assembled. And the base is naturally this sort of truncated rectangle octagon with the Star Wars logo printed on it. With, of course, the little trademark on the very bottom. You might not be able to make that out, but I always kind of shave that off, because why not? And you get two figures. You get a seated pilot figure and a standing Imperial officer. Last up is the instructions. Front page, you got just sort of this one sheet with some Japanese bio info and a reprint of the cover, or the box top image. Open it up, you get parts callouts. Oops, sorry. You get starting with the assembly of the cockpit, then assembly of the main fuselage, attachment of all the little greebly bits, some more little greebly bits, and then assembly of the wings and the stand. Backside shows how to mount the model to the stand in case you're a complete idiot and can't figure it out. And paint callouts for the Imperial officer figure, as well as a color reference chart with colors in Gunzi Sangyo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Two different versions of, I can't tell which is which, and Tamiya with English translations. And then there's a decal marking guide and a paint guide on the other side. So that's about all there is to it. I do have some grand plans in mind for this. As I said, I'm going to slowly start revealing that information as time goes on. Oh, by the way, you can get a look there in the back, sort of behind. You can see the clear parts, which are etched so that they can fit right into the framing without too much difficulty, and will be very easy to mask. So that'll be very nice. Oh, I never mentioned the decal set, by the way. You got the sort of red paneling for the interior cockpit. You've got the Star Wars logo, again, with the trademark thing on it. A little red pentagon. I'm never really sure why that's there. Plus a whole bunch of little, just tiny details here and there. Typical of fine molds, is outstandingly printed. But I'll have to get a closer look at them once I actually open it up. But you might not be able to make those out, but those appear to be little tiny Imperial emblems to go on the pilot's shoulders. Perfectly printed, perfectly visible if you get up nice and close. So that's a pretty complex logo. So it's very, very nicely printed. So there you go. That's their TIE Fighter. Like I said, I have some grand plans, and you'll have to just wait and see when I get working on it. So do stay tuned for that. Thanks everybody out there for watching, and happy modeling.